Isaiah chapter 40 verse 31 tells us, "But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength." This verse is a powerful reminder that our faith and trust in God are not in vain. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will rise above their challenges and difficulties, just as an eagle soars high above the earth. They will run and not grow weary. They will have the endurance to keep moving forward, no matter how tough the journey may seem. They will walk and not be faint. Even in the slow, steady moments of life, they will find the strength to continue. This verse is a beautiful promise for those who are waiting on God. It assures us that our waiting is not wasted time. It reminds us that even when we feel weak and tired, God will give us the strength to keep going. His strength is made perfect in our weakness. We all experience times of waiting in our lives. These periods can be challenging, but they are also opportunities for growth. We wait for answers to prayers. Sometimes it feels like our prayers are met with silence, but God hears every word. We wait for dreams to come true. The dreams that God has placed in our hearts are worth the wait, even if the journey is long. We wait for healing and restoration. Waiting can be hard. It can feel like an eternity when we are in pain or suffering. It can test our faith, but it is in these moments that our faith can grow the most. But God uses waiting for a purpose. He uses it to refine us, to shape our character, and to deepen our relationship with Him. He uses it to draw us closer to Him. In the quiet moments of waiting, we can hear His voice more clearly. He uses it to teach us patience and trust. These virtues are essential for our spiritual growth and maturity. He uses it to prepare us for the blessings He has in store. When the time is right, we will see the fruits of our patience and trust in Him. It's easy to get discouraged when we are waiting on God. In those moments of waiting, it can feel like time is standing still, and our hopes and dreams are slipping away. We might feel a sense of frustration and impatience, wondering why things aren't happening according to our timeline. We might start to think that our prayers aren't answered. The silence can be deafening, and we may begin to question if our words are even being heard. It's natural to feel this way, but we must hold on to our faith. We might even begin to doubt God's love for us. In our human frailty, we can misinterpret delays as rejections, thinking that perhaps we are not worthy of His blessings. But these thoughts are far from the truth. But we must remember that delays are not denials. Just as a gardener knows the right time to plant and harvest, God knows the perfect timing for everything in our lives. His timing is impeccable, and always for our benefit. God has a perfect plan for each of us. Even when we cannot see the full picture, we must trust that He is orchestrating everything for our good. His plans are far greater than we can imagine. His ways are higher than our ways. His perspective is eternal, and He sees the end from the beginning. What may seem like a delay to us is often a part of His grand design. His thoughts are higher than our thoughts. We may not always understand His methods, but we can be assured that His intentions are always for our ultimate good. What we may see as a delay is often God's way of working behind the scenes. He is preparing us. He is molding our character, strengthening our faith, and setting the stage for something far greater than we could ever envision. He is making a way. Even when the path seems unclear, He is guiding our steps and leading us towards His promises. When we trust in God's timing, we can rest assured that He is working all things together for our good. Our waiting is never in vain, for He is faithful and true to His word. He is faithful, and He will complete the work He has begun in us. Let us hold on to this truth and find peace in His perfect timing. Throughout the Bible, we see examples of God's perfect timing. Abraham and Sarah waited many years for their promised son, Isaac. Joseph was unjustly imprisoned before rising to a position of power in Egypt. David was anointed king as a young man but had to wait many years before he actually took the throne. In each of these cases, God used the waiting period to shape and mold His servants. He used the time to grow their faith. He used the time to teach them valuable lessons. And when the time was right, God moved in mighty ways. Section 4. Growing through the wait. Waiting on God is not always easy, but it is always worthwhile. In those moments of stillness, we often find clarity and peace that we didn't know we needed. The quiet times allow us to reflect on our lives and our relationship with God. It is in the waiting that we learn to rely on God more fully. We begin to understand that His plans are greater than our own, and that His timing is perfect. The waiting period becomes a time of growth and transformation. It is in the waiting that our faith is stretched and strengthened. We learn to trust in God's promises, even when we cannot see the outcome. Our patience is tested, but through it, we become stronger and more resilient. It is in the waiting that we discover the depths of God's love and faithfulness. We see His hand at work in our lives, guiding us and providing for us in ways we never imagined. The waiting period becomes a testament to His unwavering love. When we surrender our plans and desires to God and trust in His timing, we open ourselves up to the blessings He has for us. We learn to let go of our need for control and embrace the journey that God has set before us. We learn to find joy in the journey, not just the destination. The waiting period becomes a time of discovery and adventure, where we find beauty in the small moments and joy in the simple things. We grow in patience, perseverance, and hope. The waiting period becomes a time of preparation, where we are molded and shaped into the people God wants us to be. We emerge from the waiting period stronger, wiser, and more faithful. Section 5. Trust in His time. If you are in a season of waiting, be encouraged. God is with you. He sees your heart. He hears your prayers. Don't give up. Keep trusting. Keep hoping. Keep praying. God's timing is perfect. He knows what's best for you, and He will make everything beautiful in its time, as it says in Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 11. Trust in Him. Wait for Him. Your breakthrough is coming.